Hey, how you been? Welcome to another episode in the series that is Touring Tarot Decks with me, 2 Cent Tarot. Brady, today we're gonna look through my favorite version of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. I get asked about that a lot, okay? People always want to know, what Rider-Waite-Smith do you use? And I personally think that it's become a little bit of like, I know when I see my people. Like, some of y'all are out there using yellow box original tarot, and that's fine, but that ain't me. And I think there's a lot of people that don't want that to be them. And this video's for you out there. Today we're gonna explore the Smith-Waite tarot deck, the Borderless edition specifically. Right off the bat, credit where credit's due. We got Smith right on the box. For those of you who don't know, Pamela Coleman Smith is the original artist of the 78 card Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck that we all know and love. The most popular and most recognizable tarot deck to date. However, she was and is notoriously undercredited for her involvement in this project. A lot of decks up until recently have completely excluded Pamela Coleman Smith from their box, etc. So I really like the Smith-Waite tarot deck because it puts credit where credit is due. Also, it doesn't have that like bright neon vibe. For those of you who don't know, the deck was originally painted in these types of like pastel paints, and this deck is supposedly more true to tone of the like original colors that Pamela would have used. This deck is actually going to be linked in my Amazon storefront. Check the description, it'll be there. I do recommend, like, if you have like a local metaphysical shop or a witchy small business, definitely check them out, see if they can order this deck for you or if they already have it in stock. Support a small business before you support Amazon. But if you would also like to help support the channel, feel free to purchase this deck with my Amazon storefront link. Smith-Waite tarot deck. Okay, so first and foremost, before we open the box, I would like to address 2 things about the box. One, it is a typical cardboard sleeve box, okay? Nothing special. I would recommend buying another box to put your deck in if you're super worried about preserving your deck, just because the cardboard boxes do tend to lose quality and kind of deteriorate over time. This is nothing new, just something that I wanted to point out. And then also, this deck includes 84 cards and an instruction booklet. This deck has all 78 original tarot cards and then 6 exclusive art cards featuring the art of Pamela Coleman Smith. Let's crack it open. You can see that I have used this deck. She's gone places and she has seen things. Now let me tell you what I like about a Borderless edition. You see how it feels like we're wearing a VR headset right now? Look at that. You mean to tell me you're not sitting watching that horse, hearing the neighs? It's just so immersive, and it is my preferred thing. Nothing against borders. I understand why some decks have those borders, but wow, look at how good cards look without that. Now, that's just my personal opinion. Do with that what you will. There is no right or wrong, and it's not going to make a difference in your readings, realistically. You can see each card prominently features the signature of Pamela Coleman Smith, and the signature of Pamela Coleman Smith is also present on the backings of the cards. Now, there are a few reasons that I like this deck, and reasons that I typically refer this deck to beginners as like a good first deck or a good starting place. It's not where you have to start, but I do think it is a good place to start. Now, the first reason I recommend this deck to beginners is because you are immediately taught the lesson to read beyond whatever the box says, so to speak. You are immediately met with the idea that there are more to the origins of these practices than often meet the eye. That truly is an entire different video, but I did want to make that point here. Another reason I recommend this deck to beginners is because it is, again, the most recognizable tarot deck. It's the one that we have all seen on TV before, you know? Like, who has watched a movie and seen this card, right? Like, you know. That also makes this deck one of the easiest decks to find information about. Most books are going to refer back to this deck and this artwork, and most people are going to teach from this deck. Other than that, it is ridiculously easy to shuffle. A great deck to start learning how to shuffle on, and it's also inexpensive compared to a lot of other decks. So if you mess it up, you're probably just going to be able to get yourself a new one. So it takes some of the pressure off in that sense as well. That is all I have for the Smith-Waite Tarot deck today. Hopefully I gave you enough information to form your own opinion. I did look, I don't have the guidebook anymore, but it is just a typical kind of cheap paper guidebook. It's nothing special, honestly, and you are just as well off Googling what the cards mean or getting a book that has the card meanings. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.